to do with the economy and budget of counties and the national government. We have prosecuted the agenda items that were listed today. Amongst the issues that we have discussed this afternoon are matters to do with cash disbursements by the National Treasury. We understand that there are some counties from the Council of Governors that have not received their disbursement for January, and some counties, or most counties, in February and March. The Treasury have undertaken that so far they have disbursed 60% of what was meant for counties. They have undertaken that 8 billion shillings will be released by the end of this week, and they will do everything possible to catch up with the payments. And they have undertaken that by the close of the financial year, all the monies meant for counties will have been transferred to the counties. We were also briefed that the grant bill that was in Parliament was passed by the Senate. Today it is in the National Assembly. That bill, once assented into law, will release close to 39 billion shillings of the conditional grant money that is meant again to go to the counties. We have sought the understanding of the counties that the legislative process has taken longer than we expected, and hopefully by the close of business this week, we have undertaken that that bill will have been passed by Parliament, and so that this money can be made available to counties for them to discharge their responsibilities in accordance with the plans that they had made. We were also briefed by the Comptroller of Budget on the subject matter of pending bills, which was an exercise we mandated the Comptroller of Budget in consultation with the Auditor General to assess all pending bills by both the national and the county governments. There is progress that has been made since we met the last time. This year alone, on the matter of pending bills, counties have paid a total of 15 billion Kenya shillings. The Auditor General has audited pending bills, and he has determined that 45.5 billion is payable out of the close to 153 billion that was presented. The Auditor General has also determined that 107 billion Kenya shillings is not payable. That is a colossal amount of money, and there are many people who are affected, many business people that are affected by this ineligibility of payment of these pending bills. And therefore, we have recommended that the National Treasury consult urgently with the Attorney General on the way forward on the matter of the 107 billion ineligible pending bills, so that a way forward can be found to determine what happens to these 107 billion shillings that is ineligible for payment, yet we have suppliers who are outstanding and they want to be paid. We have also recommended that going into the future, and to avoid the subject of huge pending bills in government, we have issued instructions that going forward, pending bills will be paid on a first-in, first-out basis, so that the older pending bills are sorted out before any new pending bills are done. Secondly, we have agreed that the National Treasury, working with the Attorney General's office, work out a mechanism that will enable us to have a predetermined mechanism of how to sort out pending bills that are ineligible. We have also instructed counties to avoid on-source of revenue projections that are unrealistic, because this serves as an avenue for contracting huge bills that ends up not being paid because the on-source of revenues are sometimes exaggerated. And if the money is not realized from the on-source of revenue, we end up with huge gaps in revenue that brings about pending bills. We have asked or tasked the Comptroller of Budget to consult with the various stakeholders and agencies on a mechanism that is going to be the basis of recommendation to counties as to how much they can vary their own source of revenue projections from one year to another. Until own source of revenue projections are realistic, it will not be necessary for counties to give huge projections. If they didn't meet the previous year's projections of own source of revenue, it will be the basis upon which they can make the next projection. If they didn't realize last year's, there is absolutely no reason why they will make the same huge projections or even increase the projections if the previous year's projections were not realized. We did also receive a report from the IGRTC committee on the matter of assets and liabilities of the defunct local authorities. That report was adopted in our last meeting. The committee has now provided mechanisms of how assets and liabilities between the county governments and the national government will be worked out and how they will be settled, and different options have been made to the counties on how to manage liabilities arising from the defunct local authorities and managing them between the counties and the national government. On this particular matter, various mechanisms have been proposed to the counties, including debt swap, including liquidation, including negotiation with the various entities, and other interventions that would help the counties to manage and exit from the matter of the defunct local authorities. We have also received a report. The last time we met, we did undertake that we are going to value the assets of every county so that going forward there will be a basis upon which every county can work on their balance sheet. And because we are going to adopt a new accounting mechanism, it is necessary that every county values their assets so that the value of every county must be accurate and must be determined. The value of every county must be determined. The Ministry of Devolution and the Ministry of Lands have been engaged in this exercise. A lot of progress has been made. We have been given a report that close to 45% of valuations have been carried out in some cases up to 50%. We have given instructions that this exercise of valuation of our counties must be concluded at least 1 month before August, that is in late June or early July, so that the next occupants of our county government offices will be handed over during the assumption of office, evaluation, and an asset register of what the counties have. This will be an important instrument going forward, and it will work as a basis of assessment of how counties will be audited going into the future. So again, we have asked and tasked the ministries of devolution and the Ministry of Lands to work seamlessly, and the committee will be seized with that matter. The National Treasury has already provided resources for that exercise, and the county governments have also provided resources for the committees that are carrying out this exercise. And we are confident that by late June or early July, we will have an asset register for every county, and we will have a farm valuation for every county. And it will form part of the assumption of office for the governors in the next term. They will know how much the county they are running is worth. And it will also assist us in the processes of accounting going into the future. I think this is part of the discussions we had this afternoon. We are awaiting a report from the judiciary on matters to do with levies and fines, and we are waiting another report from the Commission on Revenue Allocation on matters to do with the assignments that we had given to them. Thank you very much. Maybe I will ask the chairman to, just in case I forgot something, you can say something to the chairman, and I will ask.
Thank you, Excellency. You have not forgotten anything. The memory is very good. And I can only re-emphasize the first point you made about the timely payment, the need for timely payment of equitable revenue by the National Treasury to the counties, because at the moment the counties are in a very dire situation. Some 6 counties have not received their money since January. Some 26 counties have not received their money since February, and 47 counties have not received their money in the month of March and April. It is critical for National Treasury to dispatch these funds as required by the law by the 15th 15th date of the month, which is required to be paid. Therefore, we are happy to hear this 8 billion required by the 6 counties will be done this week. I would encourage the National Treasury by 15th of next week, as required by the law, to release funds for February, March, and of course, April. Finally, the issue of pending bills. We, as counties, undertake to honor the eligible bills which have been certified by the Auditor General. As long as we receive our funds, we shall definitely give priority to eligible bills and wait for the time when the eligible bills will be given permission by the various committees. Asante sana, Your Excellency.
Comptroller of Budget.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I just wish to re-emphasize the fact that pending bills are caused by various reasons, but which we also must appreciate that those who are owed have contributed in a way. So what I could add here is that our suppliers need to be careful. They need to ensure that their documentation is proper, even as they are given work by their counties. If we did that, and then we receive the money in time, I am very sure that the role of my office in monitoring the settlement of these pending bills will become very easy. So I want to promise that my office is there for all those who may want help, any technical assistance in establishing what has been paid and what needs to be paid, and we'll always be there to help all the citizens. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
I think we are good. Thank you. Chairman, thank you very much for joining.